funny. They're all deep. But a conversation of a different sort. As we begin tonight, I would like to redefine for this community the work that is being done here. This month, and possibly even this week, marks the 1 year anniversary of when I first started broadcasting this work. Previous to COVID-19, this work was always done privately in studios with a gathering of live students. I worked worldwide. I toured very often, and most of my broadcasts while I'm here in San Diego were given at the Sacred Sound of the Soul, which is a sound healing gallery that is operated by the owners of Soul of Yoga, a wonderful institution based in the foundation of Paramahansa Yogananda, the author of Memoirs of a Yogi. So the roots run deep here, and the work simultaneously runs deep. It is easy in work of this depth and breadth of perspective to be misunderstood when it is only delivered in short pieces, as it is in these 30-minute healings that we do together. So it's important every now and then to lay a foundation so that everyone understands the kind of umbrella concept under which this work is delivered. And so let me offer this. All of the work that I deliver falls under some very simple, pure, and for me, never changing concepts. One of those concepts is that we are a soul inhabiting a human body. What that means is that who we really are is not our personality, not our ego, not the way we look or the way we present ourselves, and so much to a degree that is kind of unfathomable to us, is that we don't even realize the degree to which our thoughts, our emotions, and our perspective is driven by external events, by the events and circumstances of this life, by media, by what we see and have been told. That's all implied upon us, and then we come to react to life from that. Many of us choose to take sides and say, well, I'm with this group, which is correct, and you're with that group, which is not correct, which from a spiritual perspective is quite ridiculous, really, because any perspective that is just of the surface in earth or on earth, or especially a perspective, an idea that came from another person or a group of people, is not truth. Truth lives right there in the heart of you. Truth is the one energy that connects us all. It's the one energy that weaves throughout every human, every living creature on earth, every element of earth, all of our solar systems, the sun, the moon, and reaching out through all of the universe. It is the one energy, the one force that is source in this universe. It is that spark of life. It is the inspiration behind every religion. It is not the religion. It is the life that illuminates and allows the flowers to be, the sun to rise, the ocean to move, humans' hearts to beat, the breath to flow, and the life to be had. That is the foundation of this work. There is no separation of religion, of belief system. There is no separation of political belief. How could I, as a space holder of love, of humanity, to the best of my ability, in all of my imperfections, possibly hold space if I was excluding any one group of people? I cannot. And inside of that concept of non-exclusion, I also cannot exclude pain and suffering, even though I am a light worker. And here it is an important understanding that as a light worker, my job is to align you with the light within you again and again and again, and to find every perspective and every way in, every word and sound and visual, every way that I can possibly find to align you with inner truth, inner light, universal love. That is my work as a light worker. It does not ever mean that I do not see, feel, or understand, or have deep sympathy and compassion for the suffering of individuals. In fact, this work is driven out of that compassion. As an empath, I feel the suffering of all of humanity and the animals and the earth. My work is not to relay that suffering to you. It is to see it as what it is and lift you from that suffering. There are shadow workers in the world. I have wonderful friends who are amazing shadow workers, and their work is to take you into the shadow, into the depths and the darkness, and to do the work there, for that too is real. Life is both, the light and the dark, of course. So I simply point this out so that there is an understanding that here it is very, very, very rare that we will walk into the shadows. On occasion, it is important to mourn. My work is with the light. And so, finally, the last really important aspect of this work that is needed to be understood for this work to be universally received is the perspective of death within this work. From my perspective, and I gained this perspective having left my body, having died and walked back into this body. That's a story, a true one, that happened. It's not necessary for me to share that story in order for this work to be valid. The validity comes from my authentic heart. Death is the one thing that is guaranteed from the moment that we're born. The only one thing. So how could it possibly be the worst thing that could happen to us? We fear suffering, and we fear pain. When we are free of attachment, as is the spiritual path, we do not fear death. Attachment to this life is merely the attachment to this ego and this personality, which is as fleeting as the stars in the sky, that sometimes burn out before our very eyes. And we call that beautiful. When we see a shooting star, we call it lucky. And so, is it not lucky also when we leave these bodies without resistance and without willing an early death by any means? Is it not also a beautiful journey to return to source, to spirit, to soul, to that which we are, to that which we were before we came into this body and became limited by third and fourth dimensional thinking, limited by these rather tricky human bodies, limited by our conflicted emotions, limited by our so susceptible minds, susceptible to all that we witness, whether we want to or not, by our subconscious. So is it not an expansion, a growth, to go back to pure source form? And the records of this body become part of the DNA that we may have passed down, at this lifetime. And hopefully part of the evolution of the soul. My teacher used to joke when someone would ask about reincarnation, and she would say, oh yes, you definitely reincarnate, and here's what it looks like. You're born, you come into this body, you forget everything, you go through an entire life trying to remember, but being more focused on the fact that it hurts that you can't remember, and then you die and you say, oh, I did it again. I went through an entire lifetime and never remembered that I'm a divine soul right now. I'm a divine soul in a human body. And so you go through an entire lifetime and never evolve. And so you come right back and do it again. They say that those who become masters are those who stop reincarnating. The purpose of Buddhism, of all of that meditation, to clear the karma so that reincarnation stops. There's so many different belief systems, and I don't stand behind one and not another. I believe that there's truth in nearly all of the belief systems and faults in all of the belief systems as well, and certainly fault in the way that humans project their agendas upon these belief systems. So the work here is to be the light, to find the light, to feel the light, to recognize the light, that within you which is expansive, that which is of your soul essence, that which is the part of you which can never be destroyed, altered, or damaged, that which cannot be taken away from you, regardless of the experiences of this lifetime. That's the work that we do here. And so it's with that I dial us into the focus of today's sound meditation. Thank you for staying with me through this lengthy introduction. The instruments are really eager to sing. Today I'm using the heart tuning of the therapy harp, which is very grounding and physically and energetically healing. I have some of the most powerful bowls singing with this. This Moldavite and platinum bowl is not only divine love, but it's also cosmic intelligence. Moldavite literally comes from outer space. So I welcome you to be expansive today. And the focus today is the way that we self-sabotage ourselves, the way that we catch a thought that is attached to a feeling and begin to operate our day from that small container, rather than recognizing, oh, I'm having an old emotion and it's triggering protective limited thoughts. And so I will distract myself. I will do something that is not for my highest good. I will eat something that is not for my highest good. I will say something to someone that I love or otherwise that is not for either of our highest goods. And so when we're caught in that loop, the practice is this. You observe, you recognize, and you choose strongly. In this moment, will I be low frequency of my patterns and my fears? Or will I choose in this moment to instantaneously raise my frequency by my will? And human will is great, greater than thought, greater than emotion. And that is you. Will I raise my thoughts, my frequency, my vibration, to be that of my great potential, and act and speak and do and be that in the world right now? You know that all that enlightenment is in this world is the shortening of that process. That's all that spiritual work is. That is the umbrella under which it all fits. The shortening of the time between the thought, oh, I'm not being my highest self in this action, this thought, and this emotion, to being highest self in action, in thought, and emotion. And so let's take a journey. As always, I invite you to wear earphones or earbuds for the sound healing portion of our work here today. Make yourself comfortable, keep warm. If you're seated or lying, I invite you to straighten the spine, lengthen the spine. Find the breath. Today, let's observe the breath exactly as it's occurring. And then taking one deep, full breath, really stretching the space around the heart. Letting the breath return to normal as you become the observer of the breath. What happens when the only thought in your mind and the only residual emotion is that of, I am observing my breath. I am inhaling. I am exhaling. I observe the miracle of life with each new breath. And just like your your heart melts at the observation of that which you deem precious, beautiful, adorable. Like observing a baby, a kitten, a dolphin in the wild, a blossoming flower, a rising sun. Allow the mind and the heart to melt at the beauty, the miracle of your own breath. As you observe that beauty, observe the softening of the tensions in every muscle of your body. Observe the systematic release of the muscle memory of the tensions, the challenges of life. As all negative imprinting and fear dissolves. Tensions of life, yours, others, Earth's, everyone's, fall away from your energy field, your physical body. your nervous system. Softly, deeply you go inwards to the center of center. The heart of hearts. Your inner sanctuary. Safe space that is the pure essence of you and only you. The safe space that is the chamber of your unconditional love. Self-love. Compassion. And as your awareness warms heart of your hearts, the armor that has surrounded the heart also melts and falls away. Safest place. Nothing to do but be. The original light, that spark, the authentic essence of you. Every aspect and dimension of you illuminated and warmed by that light. journey now. Take this moment to observe the environment of your inner sanctuary, your heart of heart. Observe with the intention of remembering this sacred place, this wonderful feeling, illuminated, centered, aligned, rich. And nurturing, safe. Leaving a trail of light through the forest so that you may find your way back to this place at any time. Take that breath that expands the space around your heart. And create the intention of being with, as, and of the highest aspects of you, even as we begin the journey back. Taking a deeper breath, a breath that expands your physical body. As you take that deep breath and move the space around your heart, notice the new space, the softness there. Notice the softness in your muscles and your nervous system as you take another breath that finds its way to your fingertips, to your toes. Moving those fingers and toes with the innocence of a newborn baby, as if you're discovering them for the very first time. Stretch. A little deeper return to this moment. As you make the shift from center to the external world, to the domain of time, space. Notice the differences, how you feel. within and how you feel. As you return to the external you. With the ultimate intention of bringing one into the other. Continue holding space now for that sacred alignment, that presence of high self, as I invite you to really stretch, yawn, open your eyes, become upright. Return yourself to the physical environment, joining here, to all encircled here in this moment, this circle of light. See if you can be here in your environment, in your physical body, in the history of your emotions, your thoughts, your experiences, all of it. Be in that and simultaneously be here. The center of your center, connected with source as source of the light. Imagine what words will flow from you, from this connected place. Imagine the nature of your thoughts. Actions. And forgiving yourself in advance, for no one remains in that state of ultimate connectedness 100% of the time. To remember to return more often and to shorten the time that it takes to arrive. And so, here we are, ourselves in these imperfect bodies, in these imperfect lives on this challenged earth, simultaneously perfect, of source, of light, of universal love. And so we are both. So I wish you speed in your return. I wish that you return frequently. And I wish you joy on your journey. Thank you so much, everyone, always, for being here with me. This work doesn't exist without you. This work is in answer of you. So thank you so much. Please stay right alongside me. There's so much growth and building and expansion coming in this year. And it's all for the purpose of sharing more and making more of this wonderful high frequency safe space and more forms of education, more than beyond just the sound healing, to bring that to you. And so please be on my mailing list. You can join that at shellyreef.com. Just go to contact and make that request. On the 17th of April, I'm so excited to be delivering the very next Awakened Mind workshop. This will be the last Awakened Mind workshop that will be kind of grassroots. This one needs to be really reaching the hearts and minds of many. In the Awakened Mind workshop, we learn how to travel to the different areas of the mind, the frontal lobe and the pineal, the two aspects of the third eye, how to really become the commander and the master of the self. Doing this work is very empowering and allows you to make that leap from I'm not centered, I'm not in my high self, to I am right here in my high self, speaking as an of source in this moment. And so I would love to have you join. I'll be sending out a newsletter about that this week, so jump on that mailing list. Also, if you're hungry for more of these sessions and you haven't already, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Shelly Reef on YouTube, and it helps me very much to have more and more subscribers and to be reaching more people. So thank you. Many blessings. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you on Thursday.